In part 3, the examiner will ask you questions, but this time they will be more difficult and about bigger ideas, like things in the news or social issues. Generally, part 3 questions are like essay questions, so use the same ways of answering. Give an opinion with reasons or examples, and explain both sides of the argument if you can. The examiner doesn't really give his or her opinion in part 3, but will ask you to explain your ideas. If, for example, you say that you think air travel is a problem, the examiner will probably ask you why. A good reason is air travel can be bad for the environment. The examiner might ask why some people disagree with that opinion. For example, most people like to go on holiday. Questions in part 3 will be more difficult than in part 1. This is because in this part of the speaking interview, you will not be asked about more familiar topics or your personal experiences. In part 3, the examiner wants to see how good your English is by getting you to talk about more difficult topics. If you don't understand a question in part 3, ask for help. In part 3, the examiner can give you a definition or a word with a similar meaning, or rephrase a question, just as your teacher would in class. Well, firstly, start by buying some time. Say, I've never thought about that before. Or, that's an interesting question. Let me see. It gives you a few seconds. Then, say something obvious, something everyone might think. For example, if the examiner asks you what you can learn from traveling, start by saying, well, people can learn about other countries or cities. You'll probably soon start thinking of other things to say, like learning new languages or meeting people. Then it's always good to say the advantages and disadvantages. Why is it good to learn the language in another country? What are the disadvantages? Finally, if you really can't think of anything, just tell the examiner. If there's time, he or she may ask another question.